A derby is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. And here we are. The derby is here tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day of doom or not. So the mood for us supporters is not the best. Everybody is pretty down right now. Nobody is expecting anything from this derby. Nonetheless, I wish for AC Milan to win because it's just in me. I can't root for AC Milan to lose, even if I know that like sometimes losing is the best thing, because just remember what happened with Atalanta when we lost 5-0. From there, our everything changed, right? So sometimes you need to lose to win again. But I don't want to lose against Inter. So what kind of scenarios do we have right now? So I think in total there are like 3 possible scenarios. So one, we lose the derby and Fonseca get fired. 2, we win the derby and Fonseca stays. And 3, we win the derby and Fonseca gets fired. I think, obviously a tie, I consider a tie a loss, but it will depend how this loss or tie, how we will achieve it, right? Obviously. I still see people saying that it's too early to fire Fonseca, it didn't have enough time and all that stuff. But the thing that bothers me most at this point is not even like, problems of modules anymore. I think it's just like the atmosphere and the mood in the squad is just like that bad. Players don't have confidence in themselves, and Fonseca is not being able to give them this kind of confidence. A revealing fact was the words coming out from Musa after, I think, Parma, in which he said that he didn't know if he had to press or not, or when he did have to press. So, and expressing this in an interview, it's another bad sign, right? Because they're questioning the teaching of your coach, Fonseca, right? So either the players have been way too long under Pioli and they don't understand everything anymore, or maybe Fonseca's teaching style is not adapted to our players, which is a possibility. Like our players are confused, and we see that on the field. And the players have troubles, and I don't feel like they want to give their bests. Fonseca needs maybe more like young players that are willing to suffer and to prove everything to him. And the players we have now are not doing that. And obviously, this is not saying that everything is Fonseca's fault, but this is also our players' fault, because you, as a player of AC Milan, you must follow the coach always. Okay, that's your job. You get paid for that. So I will never understand this kind of behavior from players on every team, pretty much. Like going against your coach. You're not a teenager. You get paid millions. So I would like for this to stop, but it doesn't. Yes, by words, they always say, no, we are with the coach. Of course, like when they have a press release, they cannot say otherwise. But the motivation is pretty low around the environment. The management looks like they have no clue whatsoever of what's going on. And plus, the supporters are very tired of this situation. And it's not just because it's Fonseca. It's because the management chose this, and they had like a good 5 or maybe 6 months to prepare this project, which is failing miserably right now. What do we expect from the derby? Usually, the derby is it's a match which is outside of Serie A, I would say. Well, not so much in the recent years, but like when we won our last Scudetto, it happened after we won the derby against Inter, because we weren't stronger than Inter then. But winning that derby gave us like the strength to win Serie A. So it is a pretty important match, and maybe now this is the best moment for us to have this match. It is still early in the whole thing of Serie A, obviously, because it's only the fifth match day. But for us, I think it fits perfectly because we can improve the season from now on. If we lose the derby and we change the coach, and that motivates our management to make some strong decisions like firing Fonseca. So as supporters are dreamers, and we usually expect our players to be like us and to have fire on their eyes when they go against Inter, especially. And we expect that hunger, to win, to finally win the derby, which never happened in the past years. We were always deluded, and every derby was embarrassing to watch. We would try not to lose. Coaches' words after the match, like the famous, "Yeah, we dominated for 4 minutes." I don't know if you remember that. So has been all out embarrassing and humiliating, right? Fonseca, right now, the Fonseca's position is not solid at all. Even the newspapers and everybody is talking about that Fonseca might leave AC Milan even if he wins the derby. But who will be the substitute? There are maybe 3 possible choices considering our management. One is Tuchel, the other is Sarri, and then there were rumors about the Terzic, but they got dismissed pretty quickly, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be an option. And then I guess Allegri. But I think we can rule out Allegri because simply he earns too much and this management doesn't want to pay. So Allegri could fix our defense, but we will be up for a very, 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 very boring football for a long time. So that's the thing, right? But is it going to be more boring than what we're seeing right now? I don't know. Tuchel is an option that I personally don't like. And Sarri is probably the most probable solution we have right now, even if is a hard coach to manage, because I'm not a big fan of Sarri's polemics after a match, the field was bad and that kind of stuff. I'm not very much into that kind of stuff, but to be honest, I will be very, very curious to see Sarri with AC Milan. Although I'm not sure if we have the players for Sarri. I mean, he said that AC Milan is tailor-made for him and for his ideas. That's what he said, in an interview, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know about that. Obviously, the chance to coaching AC Milan is a big chance for any coach, because let's be honest. And the more I watch AC Milan, the more I feel that we lack a proper playmaker in the midfield, and that a lot of players have their legs made of timber. We don't have that playmaker that makes you enthusiastic. I don't know how to say this, but for sure, in my opinion, Sarri will be an absolute upgrade from Fonseca. Even though Sarri is one of those coaches that really needs time to see any progress. Of all the choices, I would prefer Sarri because I remember Napoli and even at Chelsea, even if he had some troubles, and the Chelsea fans are not very happy with his coaching performance. They did find Sarri is a little bit stubborn and even boring to watch. He did win an Europa League though, so if you're a Chelsea fan or if you follow Premier League constantly and you followed Sarri at that time, please let me know what did you think about Sarri. I like Sarri. I can't hide it. For me, still, the best coach that for this situation in AC Milan right now would have been Conte, but we didn't get Conte because Conte is, I think it was the right type of manager that AC Milan needed to create to form the team, to form a coherency in the locker room, to form a proper a group of people wanting to fight. But I think Sarri has the respect of the players already. A thing that Fonseca does not have. Our players do not, I don't think they do respect Fonseca very much. They see him as a normal coach, let's say a mid-table coach. I think that's which is how we see Fonseca too, right? We don't see Fonseca as this visionary manager that is gonna be the best manager in the world. He is a mid-table manager coach that can do well if everybody is following him. So let's take a look. So our formation for the derby, I think, is going to be pretty similar to what we saw with Liverpool, with Loftus-Cheek and Fofana in the middle, Emerson Royal or Calabria. And there are rumors of a possible choice of Gabbia for the starter. And I think Gabbia deserves. Our midfield doesn't have enough quality. And we can see that also by the number of touches that our player have during a game. Like even with Liverpool, like the most touches were from, I think, Pavlovic. But anyway, like Pavlovic and Tomori, even Maignan, I think he had more touches than our midfielders. We know that Fonseca wants to do the build-up from the defender, but most of the times we just end up passing the ball between the two center backs and doing pretty much nothing. In fact, like at some point, Pulisic had to come back all the way back to try to make something. So I'm not ready for another embarrassment from Inter. And if that happens, I do expect Inter supporters to come here and do a little bit of banting. Is it called banter, whatever you call it? And that's all right. That's expected. That's how football is. That's why it's fun, right? Making fun of each other without insulting. Obviously, insulting is something that I don't accept. So, what are my hopes? My hopes for this match are, and my expectations are very low. Cannot be lower than this, really. The only thing that I keep thinking of is I don't know if it's the correct name, but the law of big numbers is called in Italian, in which like at some point Milan has to win a derby. This might be it, but like after seeing Manchester City and Inter, it's not realistic, in my opinion, to think that we can beat Inter comfortably, and especially seeing that we don't have that many ideas in the attack. So another possible change could be Abraham instead of Morata. And I think Abraham deserves a chance because when he played even every game pretty much, but against Liverpool, he was like the only one that was fighting. He was fighting, was calling the teammates, was like getting upset when they weren't pressing. And I like that kind of attitude. I will put Abraham just for that in the beginning. Also because since our play relies sometimes in throwing the ball to the forward, Abraham is the one that can do this kind of job. He can protect the ball and let the team come up. But we will see what the choices are. We're going to have Juventus-Napoli tonight. And is going to be another very interesting match to see. So big match day for Serie A, big match day. Let me know what you think. If you enjoy, leave a like and subscribe and that kind of stuff. But Forza Milan always. That will never change. And let me know who would you like to see in the bench for AC Milan in case that Fonseca gets fired. All right, have a nice weekend, and I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao. Oh, by the way, if we lose against Inter badly and Fonseca gets fired, oh boy. Oh boy, I'll have to calm down before I make a video.